So you talked a lot about, that team building aspect of it and the gel and things like that. There's a lot that makes a successful career: leadership, being an ideal team player, things like that. Maybe talk about how you see that evolve and what you think about your program fosters that team building aspect, that kind of gelling. What do you have in the program do you think that's unique, that really locks people in and gets them involved and really prepares them for their careers in the land profession, where you're working in teams and you're working with other disciplines?
Oh,
It's a
Jeremy?
tough one.
It is a
think
tough one.
I think the biggest, Energy Commerce Association's the student org. We try to get them involved early and often. So I think that really helps. It doesn't really get involved in the teamwork, but the networking opportunities are incredible there, because you're going to be hanging out with somebody who could be your boss one day or could be at another company you're trying to do a deal with. It varies, but I think the biggest teamworking aspect that we do, their spring semester of their senior year, we do our senior seminar. It's our capstone class, and really what that involves is we do break them, we force them into teams. We have to do it by random draw out of a brown paper bag now, because they didn't trust us. Go figure, right? I think it's something to do with that
Public display of
this generation, right? They don't trust anybody, but we put them on teams, and really they build their own company. They name it. They come up with the logos, and basically go do an entire project from cradle to grave. They acquire the assets. They drill the wells. They produce them, and then they sell that crude oil and or natural gas to a commercial counterparty. And then they come in and have to present to a panel of industry judges. And these aren't just standard like industry folks. I mean, we've got VPs in the room that are hiring. I mean, we had multiple times where they're literally going to go work for this person in a month. So the kind of it's a little nerve-wracking for the students, but I think that's a big team aspect. And as we all know, sometimes you get on a team and you don't really care for some of your team members, and you're pulling all the weight. That happens, and it happens in the real world, and so they get forced into that. And I think get to see a little bit of that before they get out into the real world. And we call it a safe place to fail. Not necessarily the class, right, as in academic world, but go try something fun, do something different, and if it doesn't work, what harm? But you get some really unique ideas that come from that, and I think that part of the team aspect is pretty unique to our major, and especially to our energy commerce program.
How are those projects, I guess, selected? Is it all the same project,
So
or do they,
we, Kelly, was it been six? Is this?
or circumstance?
Yeah,
I guess,
so-
is it the same circumstances, or do you give them different variables like we would see in the
I
real
think this
world?
is our sixth year to do it. The very first year when I came on, we had the bright idea of having recent alumni be landowners. And that was a huge mistake. They wanted to show their entire knowledge.
Don't let Jason
Oh
Weddle.
yeah. Oh no.
You'll be on the other end of the phone.
It was. I think the craziest thing. I remember one of them. That they were negotiating lease terms, and one of them wanted to convert their tractor to CNG, and then they had to put a red double T in caliche in front of their house. And that was in a lease. One of them had something to do with like a puma or a cat. I don't know. It was just crazy stuff. And so those
They were
negotiations
brutal.
weren't really ideal. And so we removed that quickly from the program. And basically what we've done on the land portion of it, I've created a big township, and we throw a bunch of different sections and tracks on there. And we originally had given those kind of split up among 8 or 9 companies. This year we changed that to where there was a lot of asymmetry. So each team, company, whatever you want to call it, with 4 or 5 students on it, we're given different goals. Some of those were, hey, go acquire as much production as you can. Others, it was an acreage grab. And then how they did that, we didn't really care. Just go do it. And so it was really unique to see some of the, like in the real world, wellbore carries were a big deal that we used. Purchase and sale agreements, assignments, trade agreements, farm outs. There was all sorts of different agreements that were used, and I think asymmetry. It was fun this year. Nikki Cantelis, she's our kind of the commercial person that does all of our teaching the commercial classes, and she and I normally have a pretty good idea of who's going to win, and this year we had zero idea just because of asymmetry. So it's kind of fun to see something different, and I think that'll allow us to, we can throw in renewable projects, we can throw in natural gas. We were kind of
Any kind
easy
of
on them this
factors,
year because
yeah.
we honestly didn't know what was going on half the time because it was all new. Yeah, I think that the asymmetries really are going to allow us to kind of throw some wrenches at them in the future, which will be fun.
Well, I think also it's got to enhance the learning opportunity for the group, right? I mean, you all know, I mean, Jeremy, you know what it's like to go from graduate to, 10 years of industry experience. And you don't see it all in year one. I mean, it takes time and reps and exposure to really see all the things that can happen. So I think that's a great model, and I think it makes a ton of
Well,
sense.
thanks.